Hey, this is AJ. Welcome back to the Handyman process. In today's videos, I'm going to be going over my numbers from January 1st through to August. Just open kimono, kind of what's going on from a part-time handyman perspective. Show you that the money that you receive isn't really the money that you keep. So I'll kind of walk through the numbers that I have, why they are what they have, and what I'm trying to do to increase them. So what you're looking at is I just take my raw data. I just take it straight out of my Novo app. I can click on it here. I just take it straight out of my Novo Bank. That's what you see there. And I just drop it into a Google Sheet. The good news is in a day job, I'm a data scientist, so I can manipulate the numbers really quick. That's why I don't use QuickBooks and things of that nature. But if I look at all my numbers right now rolling up, so far this year, I've brought in $26,589. That's all the payments that I've received, refunds, whatever money came in revenue-wise, that's what it adds up to right now. Keeping in mind, I work a 9 to 5. I only do this part-time. Then as I move over to total expenses, you see I've spent about $14,000 in expenses, and you can see in the categories here, the majority of my money is going to materials and supplies, work order supplies for each of the jobs that I'm doing. That accounts for about 56% of where my money goes, followed by I have one of my sons on payroll, so I'm paying him some money, and then I kind of work down the line from that. So if I take the total revenue minus the total expenses, I come up with a gross profit. And if I do the quick math on on how much profit I have relative to revenue, I end up with a gross profit margin of $47. Another way of saying that is, for every dollar that I charge somebody, I kept 47 cents. But the government's got to take their share. So as a sole proprietor, single member LLC, all my money that comes through is taxable, and it's taxable at the full amount. It's taxable at the federal rate, and it's taxable for self-employment, Social Security, Medicare, and whatnot. So after they take their cut, end up with about $8,700 in profit. And if I run the net profit margin off of that, for every total dollar that I charged, I'm keeping about 33 cents. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you get overwhelmed. You see some of my previous videos, I made $175 an hour. Those are generally revenue numbers that I'm showing in those types of videos. As you start to work your way down, you start to see, it's the reason I had to charge $175 is because I only kept 33% of it. Generally speaking, keep in mind that these are average numbers. But if I scroll down, we just get a quick look from month to month, January, February, all the way out to August. You see the revenue numbers coming in, the expenses, the gross profit, and then I start to bring in the hours that I worked. In this case, I worked a total of 291 hours, and these are hours that I spent commuting to the store to get stuff, to the homeowner's house, doing the work and all that stuff. So as I start to run that math out, if I divide the revenue, in this case $2,800, by 33, I end up with what it looks good, right? I'm making $85 an hour. But if I run that same number against my net profit after taxes, after all the expenses, and after all that stuff, I'm more like $17 an hour in my pocket. Those aren't good numbers, right? If you look at my average over here, I'm averaging about $25 in my pocket at the end of the day. But on paper, it looks like I'm making $94 an hour. This is why it's important to really know your numbers and to try to, how do you change these numbers? You have to increase things, right? People always ask, should I charge for materials? Absolutely, because you're spending the time to go get them, and your time is valuable. That's why most guys mark up their materials. That's why most guys are marking up jobs. This is hard to live off of. As a part-time guy, I can kind of make ends meet with this, but if I go full-time, you have no choice but to increase your numbers. So anyway, this is a quick sneak peek at what my numbers look like. You can kind of pause it and take a look at them if you want. This is the truth. This is the real deal. This is what my numbers look like so far. I'm constantly going back to the expenses here, seeing if there's anything I could do to reduce these different costs and increase my prices. And that's how you make a living in this business. Anyway, hope you like it. If you want more content like this, go ahead and drop a comment in the bottom. I'll explore those topics. And hope you like the new intro and outro that I just added to these videos. If you do, go ahead and drop me a comment. Let me know. Take care.